All right, we're back with our weekly uh, D&D session. Last time our group finished up the Temple of the Four and ended up getting a clue to the first key. Shortly thereafter, a couple of the characters were trying to ponder on their current quest, and as they were doing so, we ended up having good old tensions between the military and uh, Industrious Enterprise Incorporated trying to vie over the area. Aside from that, everyone's back this week, so we have Mr. Keen playing Lore again. And with that, let's go ahead and get going. Players, go ahead and take it away from here.
Well, you certainly seem to have your hands full, so if you don't mind, we will be on our way.
Uh, the red dragon born it just kind of looks at you and just shakes his head and continues his conversation with the elf in front of him and arguing over who has first dibs over control of this area.
Might I suggest that we get the hell out of here for right now? I've had enough excitement for right now.
Let us scarper before they start interrogating the locals.
Also, I hope you enjoy your slicer.
Are you working for him? Is that how you got here? Are you working for your buddy there?
What?
The Nacier. Are you working for Nacier? Is he like, you seem to be all about that slicer.
Okay, out of character really quick. All I can think of is all about that like bass, but hearing slicer in my head, so thank you for that. No, I just ran into him while I was trying to buy some stuff, so sorry.
No,
Okay.
he's definitely an audience plant.
Well, enjoy your commission then. Okay, so where shall we head off to?
Well, there was that clue that we got. That we sort of need to. Not clue. Nothing suspicious.
Well, you remember
Let's
that-
go to a private place. Yeah?
Remember that middle of the street that we're in? I don't like that. Let's try something else.
Pretty sure I said let's go somewhere else. Is there any place in the vicinity that looks less populated and possibly would draw attention?
You're in a large port town, so you guys could just go hide yourself in, kind of one of the back areas of the town, or you could retreat to a more populated area, such as like a tavern or a larger square where there might be more people to mask your conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Let's definitely try to find some place that is less obvious what we're discussing.
I might be able to point out a place where you might be able to find sustenance. And such we could analyze this clue.
It hasn't been that long since we've been in the dungeon, right?
No, apparently not. We were down for over 2 hours and came back 5 minutes later.
Talking about again, middle of the street. Let's not all make my mistake, shall we?
So can we find a place?
Let's go somewhere.
Okay. Lore, for the top of your head, that there is a place called the Hearth, and it's pretty populated, and it gets pretty loud in there. Like, you pretty much have to be within inches of another person in order to even make your conversation even audible. So that's where you would suggest the group to go.
All right, then. Lead the way, statue man.
It's flesh people. Let us find a place to imbibe things that you need. I don't do that. But if that makes you happy, let's go.
Okay.
So did we need to catch Law up on what's happened, considering that he was a bit distracted with the death of his dog?
He did not seem to take that well.
All right.
Do I not have useful?
Oh, you do. I'll put a token on the next map. So guess what? We're going to a new map.
More of my feeble attempt to, in character, trying to ask if we need to catch Lore up on what happened.
I mean, I might watch a video. You never know, but
Okay.
why? What? How did my dog die? How did he die? I guess.
Sal murdered him.
Yeah.
He decided that he didn't like him anymore and just murdered him.
He went up
Yeah,
into
he, like,
mid-
Triple attacked him and killed him.
He just, like,
Pretty annoying.
ganged up on him.
Actually, what I was trying to say is that I actually just ate some pizza, and technically it would have been not that long ago here, so...
All right, you guys load up the tavern.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. As you guys enter the place, you see a big hulking bear humanoid. He's like, "Welcome, my friends. I am Nish Zashit, and welcome to the hearth." This place.
Hello, Zashit. My name is August the Resplendent, and these are my compatriots.
He's like, "Welcome. Make yourselves at home. My home, your home."
Wonderful.
I turned to Tonka and go, "Has Argus always been resplendent?"
At this point in time, I want to take the last little bit of like flour in my bag and like sprinkle it above his head.
I still have like handprints on me.
I'll turn to Laura and just say, well, he thinks he is.
Oh, so you would think? So you think that saying words and titles about yourself makes you that thing? If so, we should just call ourselves the owner of this land.
I don't think that's how it works here.
We can
So-
certainly try that, definitely.
So Argus is the self-claim resplendent?
There's actually a bit of a story behind that, and he was not the first person to refer to himself as resplendent, considering the fact that he... Well, you've heard the rest of his vocabulary. Do you really think he'd know that word?
Oh, well, I do, so I can at least inform him about what it means.
My good sir, pay no attention to these pedants. We would like your finest table that is in a sort of out-of-the-way area.
Ah, that's the kind for warm conversation. Come with me.
Warm conversation, exactly.
So yeah, he just starts walking in this general direction.
Yeah, I'm following. Do you have it set on like permanently recentering? Because I can't even like
Oh,
keeps.
Yeah, mine keeps twitching out.
that's weird. I haven't changed any of the settings.
Yeah, I'm
Is
having the same problem.
Okay, I just was making sure it wasn't just me.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I can't like zoom out or move my camera around.
Oh,
like,
okay.
snaps back.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing on my tool. There we go. You guys can move around now.
Yeah.
This orc kind of just looks at you guys and he's like, I can't even just get a place to get a drink in peace. And just walks off.
Now I feel rather bad. We stole someone's seat.
I asked for the best, he gave us the best, so here we are.
So is this bar populated in, like, accurately on the map? Is there just very little people here right now?
It's just so think of it this way: this tavern is filled with a lot of people in here. However,
Okay.
just for the sense of my benefit for tracking down individual NPCs you could interact with, I only kept a certain amount actually placed here. But think of it this way: this place is pretty packed and it's pretty loud in here.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
Alright, then Garçon, your finest ambrosia, if I may.
A beer for me.
And he walks off in pretty sturdy steps. Give me 1 sec here. Let me change out the soundtrack real quick.
But the seagulls.
I know, but, seagulls, unless you guys are on the patio, seagulls in a place would be kind of weird.
That's bird cyst.
There. All right. So, I probably should just go ahead and do that real quick. Nani? Oh, right. That's because it's not a token. It's... All right. We'll keep that model there and just paste.
Is there someone playing music on a stage somewhere?
Yeah, there's just a small band just kind of hanging out in one of the corners, just jamming out a little bit.
Amateurs.
You should tell them you're the resplendent and go up there and perform.
Yes,
Oh,
show us how it's done,
priorities.
please.
Don't you worry. But priorities. It's one thing at a time.
Are we trying not to draw attention to ourselves? I might not have picked up what you were being subtle about. Living people's interactions befuddle me from time to time, but if that's what we're supposed to be doing, I can do that.
All right. So, how close are we to winning this thing?
Yeah, we're not. But not yet. I feel like we're progress, but not yet.
Well, considering that there are people blocking off the area in which we entered, we're probably ahead of them and also those goblins we killed.
I don't know. They were probably ahead of us to begin with.
Not
Yes, but now
anymore.
they're dead.
There, be headless.
Teehee.
Was that a joke?
Maybe.
I didn't think someone like you could tell a joke.
She has a thing against green people.
It's not about being green, it's about being angry and
Hey, it ain't easy
Well.
being green.
Who are you telling?
gods. Can I just be against everything?
Nope.
All of this.
Okay, but seriously. So, what's the plan from here? We all seem to be connected, for better or for worse, but what's the plan?
Hey, you guys are the ones that told me there were these weird line thingies tying me to you guys, so...
I don't know, but every time that we're, 80 feet away from you, my head starts pounding and I start seeing things, and I don't like it.
I've
Well,
been
My
hearing
head
voices
does
in
that
my
when
head.
I'm close to him.
Just hearing him talk makes me feel that way. But that aside, are you honestly telling me that none of you felt the weird delusional illusion thing when you thought of us when we weren't present?
I mean, I felt a lot of weird things, so...
I humbly apologize. But it's just the way things have to be. I'm so sorry.
Okay, anyway. There was
Oh,
some
okay.
stuff that we needed
Bye.
to discuss here.
Bye,
the
table.
table sprouted legs.
Oh, sorry
Whoa.
about that. What the heck happened? Give me 1 sec. That's not supposed to happen.
Who cast animate object on our table? August.
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but, sometimes these things happen.
He's been feeling kind of weird lately, guys.
I thought we were trying to be subtle here, not draw attention to ourselves.
I am always subtle, thank you very much.
You'll find that being around others, sometimes attracting the most attention can actually make sure that people pay less attention to you. You know, when they think you're absurd and insane.
Wait, that doesn't happen to people?
The gentleman at this table behind us, he knows what I'm talking about, right, sir?
He turns up and he looks and he is just... His jaw drops and he's like, oh no. Argus and Kestrel, you know him as a member of your court. And
Oh!
he just kind of looks at you, looks at his bottle, takes a hard pull, and then signals for another one. downs it in one gulp, and then he slowly walks over. He's like, "Oh, out of all the days, had to be today."
Well, then you're welcome, friend. It's been a while.
He just shakes. He shakes his head.
Please tell me he's not connected to us too.
No, he's not. He looks at Argus. He looks at Kestrel. He just sighs and he just rummages through his pack. He goes, "By the order of the great lady, I am here to provide you a message sealed in wax." And then
Wonderful. I reach my hand out for it.
I snatch it before he can lay his grubby little sticky claws on it.
he's like, "Please read this, and please make my job a lot easier and follow the instructions. If not, you'll be seeing me again soon."
Understood.
He seems lovely. Don't you remember him from back at the court? He was always a, somber fellow, but
Were you
What was
given a summons to court to be arrested? What crimes did you perform?
Not
the
that
crime
I'm
of
aware.
unpopularity.
But I
Doesn't
thought you were
sound very
resplendent.
resplendent to me.
I'm resplendent. Not everyone in the court was.
But you're the only bright, shining person there.
You're welcome.
Kinda helpful.
Not the only, but the best.
You're the best at shining?
Can you not tell?
You're kind of covered in white stuff, buddy.
It happens to lots of people.
Oh, God.
It does? I've
So
never
can I have
read
a
it.
test, please?
At
Oh,
this point, Castiel has just planted her face onto the table and just given up at life.
Yeah, you see me trying. You see Linum trying, like, visibly very hard to enjoy all of this, and like forcing laughs at these questionable jokes and smiling at random passersby. Like, not good. Like, I'm happy smiles. Like don't make eye contact with me kind of smiles.
Does nobody else here want to drink? Like, am I just drinking alone at this point? Besides Birdman.
No, I think for the continuation of this discussion, I will be needing to abandon my sobriety. But I'll keep a bottle of wine and a large... You know what? Don't even bother with the glass, just the bottle of wine, please.
Now we're talking. That's the nicest thing you've said since I've met you. Not even
Somehow
towards
I'm
me,
not
just
surprised.
period.
I'll take a beer, please.
How are we looking on that ambrosia?
yeah. Well, basically, you and Kestrel both have a large bottle at this point.
Kestrel is just chugging the bottle and then glances at the sealed message and tucks it away.
The satyr behind you goes, "Read it, please."
In the middle of a crowded bar?
It's like, it's important. It's 3 days overdue.
We come here to discuss secret information in public.
3
Now that I
days
say
overdue.
that, that's very illogical. You should share the letter.
I should share the letter sent by my sovereign with a bunch of people that I've met 2 hours ago.
Hey, we've killed people together. I've shared information with Liz.
I've killed a lot of people, and I've shared very little with those who partook in such.
That sounds like a
I'll-
scrappy life.
I'm sorry if I'm being pushy. I like mysteries.
I'll
And I
sh-
have
Go
a
ahead.
feeling whatever is in that letter, you might not be able to understand, and I can help you comprehend. That is why I am here.
I'll shrug and pat you on the back, but like I'm clearly not used to this kind of like camaraderie and say, "Hey, just go with the madness." And I'm laughing a little too much
somehow, Lumen, I feel as though you're the most sane person here.
I'm trying not to be.
Hey, Lunum,
It's a
why don't you
compliment.
have a drink?
I will pass.
Oh, come on.
After chugging half my bottle, I'll crack open the seal. My letter.
All right. So as you open it up, you see writing flare up on it, written in a code that only those in your profession know, and it basically details the fact that they are filing some small grievances against you and Argus for your experience in the village with the paint and the lizards, and how they had to pay a weregild to the people there, and they're not too happy about that. And to how they put it, be a little bit more about discreet about using your abilities. They did suggest that if anything, you can use this as a way to reply back to it. And a message will be basically you can send a message back on this parchment and it will reach the court. They also detail the fact that since you have opened it and since it was opened by you, they already know that you have read this article in detail. There is a request at some point within the next few days to talk to the representative here about your next instructions from the Great Lady. And that's it.
Fantastic. Knew I shouldn't have opened this bloody thing.
You see William Gruff behind you, just grabbing our bottle and just downs. He's like, "It's over. It's finally over. I can go home soon."
Right, fine. So, what now?
What now? What?
What do we have to do to make up for your bloody blunders?
Hold
I
on.
don't
hold on.
understand. Read that to yourself.
I didn't sign up for this. What's going on
Remember
here?
the paint?
Do I ever?
Well, apparently, someone filed a complaint with the court about that. Somehow, they found out where we're from and sent a complaint. Now, the court was charged for the cost of the relocation of the whole bloody town, and I'm getting blamed for it.
That's not fair. It's all the fault of the stupid people in the town.
Bloody town, and... Right. Fine. So... Also the lizards.
Oh, yes.
And... somehow they don't know about the town we burned down. So let's keep it that way.
I wouldn't volunteer that information, no.
So are you guys saying this all aloud, by the way?
No, that last bit I whispered? The paint and the lizards were allowed. They already know about those.
So what does she want us to do about it? What the micromanagement does she want?
You're insulting the queen.
I don't like people breathing down my neck.
Well, then ask the one over there who's getting himself drunk and complaining about waiting for us.
So, William, what were your instructions from this point?
Oh, all right. So there was a good chance that you guys might have fled to somewhere where the Great Queen may not have influence, and we heard about this strange place. And I was sent here as an envoy to come over here to not only give you a letter, but apparently there's a confection that is circular that I had to retrieve along with a weird beverage that is brewed from tea leaves, but not tea leaves, but out of beans. I have no idea why I'm here for those, but essentially I was hoping to get home sooner because, well, the person who put in their order is, I don't know how to put this, but a Lancer, and I'd rather not get those guys too ticked off.
I see. So what's holding you here then?
You! I've been waiting for you to show up!
We just arrived, like, today. You got here a little ahead of us.
It's like, I know. This place is weird. I left a week after you from after I had to get the estimate and drop off the payment, and I figured that I'd get here way after you guys, and somehow this place that screws with time made me come here a few days early.
Well, then your duty's done. You're absolved and can go back now, yes?
Yes, yes I can.
No, there
Oh,
are no
come
more
on. You don't
orders
want to
for
stay
us.
for these guys?
He kind of just throws you a stern look, and he's like, I have never had so much disdain focused upon me when I had to deliver that post. I have never had my mortal life put in danger that way.
Well, you know,
Look.
some people pay really good money for that.
Look, the letter implies that there's something that we're supposed to do. Is there anything that we're supposed to do?
Yeah, he kind of pulls out a small parcel and hands it over to you. He's like, look, just use this. Someone from your order will be in communication with you and essentially will relay to you your next words. I wasn't allowed to look at it, and I don't question those guys. And I am going to sleep this off and get home before any more bad stuff happens to me.
Fine. I take the package.
Okay. And he's basically, you can tell that the alcohol's starting to impact him a little bit, and he's really just wanting to. You could just tell he's been troubled by what he has seen and dealt with over the last, few weeks in cleaning up your guys' mess.
So it seems we're not beyond their eyes even here. Beyond their eyes even here.
And it's kind of bizarre. I didn't think that she would. A, why would she give them financial restitution? That's weird. And B, why is she so concerned about it? It seemed like the sort of thing she'd be into. I thought I was doing her legacy good.
I ever wondered if he sent you away.
Catcher, your mic's cutting out there.
Sorry. Did you ever wonder if she sent you away because she was tired of you?
No, that's silly.
Because his tone sort of suggested that, and to be honest, why would they send someone like me as your god if you still remained in her favor? Surely you'd have a lancer or at least someone else in a greater position than mine.
Ah. Don't be ridiculous. We're here. We're doing great things. So
The spring salad you ordered, so Satan.
well, good on you, mate. You're staying here for the evening.
Yep, first ship out of here, I'm gone.
Just out of curiosity, I know it's not likely, but has there been any word about Brad?
His eyes widen, and he just kind of turns his head, and you could tell that he's very distraught about that. He roll a persuasion check.
That was not a bad roll. Persuasion 17.
He shakes a little bit, and he's like, the Lancers told me not to give you this, but someone else snuck it in with the parcel, and I'm compelled to give it to you. He hands you a small little package that looks like it contains some documents in it.
Thank you. And I take the package of documents.
Okay. he kind of you can kind of see that he's sweating pretty profusely, even though it's actually a pretty chill temperature in here.
Don't worry. No one will know.
Kind of nods and starts eating the salad and in silence, and takes another swing of his beer. You can actually smell this one, and you can tell that there's pretty heavy alcohol content in that one. Luna, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
$19.
You can tell that what the Seder is eating looks really appealing to you. It's got a lot of fresh vegetables and stuff in there, and you kind of feel that as you missed out on the pizza, that actually might hit the spot for the fact that you haven't had anything in the long while that you've been here.
Oh, I'll order a salad.
Comes over.
Can you tell me who gave this to you to give to me?
You could just tell that there's just a look of fear in his eyes, and he really just doesn't want to actually have anything to do with that.
I see. I didn't realize that I still had any friends there. Thank you.
Thanks for the work. Appreciate it, Alex. He just nods, and you can kind of tell that he knows that he's kind of in trouble for he knows that he might be slightly in trouble for doing that, but you could tell that someone really is looking at you could tell that someone that he trusts up in the hierarchy is pretty much told him that this was permissible, at least by their command.
I pull out 2 gold and put it on the table. Your meal's on me. Thank you.
He just nods and just kind of just goes back to eating his salad. All right, what's the rest of the group doing now?
All right, well, we've come this far. What's our next move?
Well, let's take a look at this parchment that we have that we're supposed to be looking at. Yes.
So just a heads up, the puzzle's actually in your guys' notebook that you guys got. So it's just not a standard piece of paper that's hanging out. It's actually in your notebook.
Well, anyway, we'll
So I've been
I'll
reading
find
this
out
for a
more.
bit, and I don't know about you, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
Kairos leans. Kairos, wrong character. Wow, that was from my morning campaign. I apologize. Kestrel leans over and looks at Argus's notebook.
What are we supposed to do with this?
Well, first of all, you might try this. And she takes it out of his hands, flips it around, and puts it right side up back into his claws.
Talon,
Ah.
excuse you.
There's still no pictures.
No, there wouldn't be. And even when there are pictures, you're not much help considering the last puzzle.
Can you actually catch me up on that? Because I am drawing a blank, and I apparently didn't take good enough notes to write down what was on there.
On
Or no,
the
was this the clue that we had?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be
Oh,
pinned, I
okay.
think.
It's
Yeah,
posted in the Discord, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the pinned notes in Discord.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I just spaced. I thought there was something else that I was missing.
On a cursory look of it, I noticed that there is a use of numbers that might be proving important. I'm not sure how important those numbers would be and what they pertain to quite yet, but I could try to do some analysis.
Well, if there'd be anything here, I would think it'd be kind of like a cipher or some sort of direction towards looking at something else other than what's actually written.
That is one way of looking at it. That is the logical conclusion, I guess I would point out. But there might be something else there that might be not as obvious. I feel like living people brains are better at determining these things. Artwork has not been my.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are we going with whoever solved it takes credit in character then?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm trying to point towards.
Sure. I'm not certain how long it would have taken, but I feel like I would have I feel like it would have been difficult for me to just kind of go with the merriness and jolliness in this bar, although I'm trying. And I would have just been reading the note the whole time and not entirely paying attention to what other people are doing. And you hear me like muttering to myself with words in almost completely random order. Like going through theories. There's one that I say like as into world witness elements and all of this. And in the end, I finally like mutter to myself, "Lightning gods of Bard Path," I believe it was.
And as soon as you mutter those words kind of light up, and the page just has a slight dim to it, indicating that you were correct.
Cool.
I'll say that looks like a good sign.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Unfortunately. We could go to... Unfortunately, I can't remember what it was called, but there were envoys of different religions, not necessarily any particular temples. We can try to find somebody who worships some form of lightning god.
Or find where a path is barred.
Mm-hmm. So I feel as though... I'm sure this doesn't apply, but I feel as though many gods have had their path barred from influence on this place, so that's certainly an interesting part of it. We can go to...
Hey, Lore, would you happen to know anybody that would have some sort of clue as to where on this island we might go to find something like this?
I'm certain there's someone. Well, I could make. Let me figure it out. I do some thinking.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a. What would be the applicable roll here? Go ahead and roll a history check. We'll see if your creator would have an idea where to go from here.
I have a couple of things when that resolves.
Okay. So you know that when worst comes to worst, you know that usually the archive is usually the place that you want to head up for information, especially when it comes to things of this quest. Since there's a wealth of knowledge from other worlds that's placed in there, that might not be a bad spot to head as well.
There's no temples here, though.
Oh yeah, there's several temples here.
Is there a temple to a lightning god?
Pretty much the way that you understand this place is in order to, I don't want to say appease them, but to allow multiple people to have their their religion practice here. They kind of made them all non-denomination, but there's several places in each temple that pays respects to certain elemental lords and gods.
Can I think back just to see if the line lightning gods of Bard Paths has any religious significance that comes to mind?
Not from as far as you know. I won't let you roll for that because essentially you haven't heard anything that essentially does that, and it's not a phrase that was in from your homeland either.
Okay. So it doesn't remind me of any particular deity?
None that comes to mind. Um, Not from where you're from, at least.
Okay.
All right.
So currently, we've gathered that it would probably be in the archives.
Archives, temples is what you guys have as a lead right now.
I spoke to some envoys of some other faiths when I first arrived here. They might know something. Maybe we don't necessarily give them all of the information, but maybe ask about lightning gods.
I'm gonna wave the barkeep over here.
Okay. Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, second off, because there's the first of this. When I'm done here, can you grab me another beer? Because I need more drinks for this. But before that, is there you kind of know the area very well, right?
Ah, yes, I've been here for many years.
Is there anything that resembles kind of like a lightning god or something like shocking?
He ponders that for a second, and he kind of gives you a stern glare. He's like, "Hunters?
What?
Are you hunting for the sanctum? Are you here for the prize?"
That's rather direct, but yeah.
He kind
Do
of...
people-
Oh, good.
I was going to ask, do people typically come here for any other reason?
He shakes his head. He's like, "No, all the fools here. They all want treasure and end up losing more than their lives sometime. I'm here just because this is the only home I know. Parents were hunters. Poor choice."
Okay.
Well, that still doesn't answer my question. Do you know anything about lightning gods or anything?
He basically tells you that he remember his parents telling stories of a particular man called Sidivus Thunder God. And essentially the story goes is that he once held off an entire troop of soldiers, and using his sword, it made the sound of thunder as he swung it. He says that the full story is most likely over at the archives if you wanted to read on it. Ah, T.G. Sid. Now that's a human I could respect.
Well, thank you, kind sir. And I'm going to go ahead and flick a gold coin towards him.
He accepts it, and as he moves, he's like, "You're better off going home." And then he walks away.
Well, then let's go to the archives.
Okay. Any other business in the tavern here?
Estrel has fully finished her bottle of wine and kind of startles for a second. What's going on? She's just been staring at like the package of documents that the satyr had given her. Like,
You okay
she hasn't
over
opened
there?
them. She just has been staring at the package.
Do you need a hand? I believe we're headed to the archives to do some research.
Right. Okay.
Hold up,
Excuse
hold
me.
up. I kind of feel like we need everybody on this right now. What's going on with you right now? Are you like I'm not really following what's happening here.
It's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's fine. Just a bit tipsy from the wine.
Yeah, she's a real lightweight. Excuse me, my good fellow, Zashit.
Yeah.
My friend behind me who we were conversing with earlier, he said that he's going to be staying here in this inn. Is that correct?
Yes. We typically do. We typically get the honor of being one of the first homes that people stay at, and we happen to have vacancies based off of random lottery. He kind of points at your book. Your book has numbers. Yeah.
I suppose so. Yes.
And he kind of points at all your books, and you guys are pretty much the last. It's a mesh of like 7 numbers on it, and the last 3 numbers, the last 2 numbers are basically kind of synchronous. Like basically, each one of you except for Lore has numbers that are kind of not chronologically, sequentially one apart. Like one ends in like 5, one in 6, one in 7. So basically, Zashit's like, yes, your numbers are the ones I have on par. You guys get to stay here free for 2 weeks as part of the tourist group's mandate.
Smashing.
Wait, you mean I have a free place to crash? Is that what I'm understanding here?
Yes.
Wonderful. And my friend, Mr. William, what room would he be staying in?
He kind of looks at you and just nods his head like he doesn't want to say anything.
Please.
He's like, oh.
Can I roll for it?
Yeah, persuasion check.
What'd I do? And it's a natural 1!
He basically tells you, hell no. It's like, you caused me enough problems. I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Very well.
Do you want me to find out what room he's staying in?
What room my friend is staying in? I think I want to drop in on him a bit later. Maybe get him a present for all the hard work that he's doing for the mistress.
August. Kestrel just sort of lays a hand on her shoulder.
Yes.
You're not going to do anything to him, are you?
No. All right, I look up at Kestrel. What kind of look does she have on her face?
She looks defeated and confused and very torn about the package in her hands.
I go to start saying something, but I look at her face. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
As we're moving around and looking to leave, I'll pass by Kestrel and kind of subtly say, it doesn't seem like you'd like to talk about it, but if that changes, you can. Even in the short time we've known each other, you've helped me more than you know.
I appreciate it, but it's something I'm not permitted to speak of.
I understand that.
I could drink to that, and I'm gonna chug my beer.
Okay, so we're trying to the library. At dawn, we plan.
Let's do it.
Okay, so basically you guys spend probably another solid about 2 hours just going over stuff. It is getting close to sundown, and at this point, let me know what you guys want to do. If you guys actually want to try to make your way to the archive, we'll switch the map back. If you guys want to stay in here and just handle stuff in here, we can do that as well.
Well, it feels like there's not a whole lot for us to do in here, unless people want me to remove these Philistines from the stage, which I certainly can do.
I rather suggest you clean yourself up before you go and try and present yourself as a bard?
I might need some help with that.
Kestrel sort of gestures at Argus and uses prestidigitation to clean him up.
All right. So, were we going to?
There's something I would like to do tonight. I'm sure when we go to the archives, it won't take shouldn't take too long, right? Research is not much of my strong suit.
Law,
Not
how
mine
late-
either.
How late till the archives open till?
Laura, you know that the archives are accessible at any time 24/7 unless there's, they're down because there's cleanup work to be done or there's inclement weather and they have to shut them for their own protection.
Yes, we could go to the archives at any time. I technically really don't need to sleep either. I mean, I do need to sleep, but or I need to shut down for a little time. But I can research for hours on end. That is something that I would love to do.
It's something I'm accustomed to. My sorts of magics require a large amount of study. If you require assistance, if the others need to sleep, then I can assist you.
She doesn't really sleep. She just kind of sits there and stares off in the distance. It's not easy to sleep around.
It's all part of the training.
Really, because all of your types did it in the other place.
Well, I mean the bit with the eyes open and sitting up. Others normally lay down. It's a bit more comfortable.
Kind of raised my eyebrow, wondering what the hell they're talking about.
It's an elf thing.
She doesn't sleep. It's weird.
Yes,
It's-
elves don't really sleep. They meditate. They're kind of like me. I do not sleep that much either, though I do have to shut down for a time.
Sort of like sleep. We can sleep after a fashion. Just we're a little bit more alert, perhaps a little, and we require less of it than others require of sleep.
Nope. Don't like that.
I'm just going to shake my head. Well, if you guys are going to do research, and you're going to look at words and stuff, I'm going to go make myself useful and find a bed.
Me too.
Will you be staying here? I believe they were giving you room and board here.
Hell yeah. Free bed is best bed.
We should probably collect our keys before I head up to the ball.
Sorry, kind of.
Excuse me, barkeep. What rooms are we in then? Will you tell me that, or is that confidential as well?
He fishes out a couple of keys, and basically, as soon as he puts them in front of you, they pretty much etch themselves. It seems like it's like, would you like twins or single room?
How much room do you have?
He basically kind of shakes his head like, would you like room with 2 beds or 1 bed?
Only one for me, please.
You mean I can sleep without somebody staring off into the distance? That'd be amazing.
Don't.
I'd prefer a single, but can
How
I get
dare you?
a single closest to the exit?
He unfortunately shakes his head like, sorry, but that request has already been fulfilled on all 4 of my floors.
I said closest, not the absolute closest room, the closest available room.
He kind of just throws the key ring in front of you, and it just shows up. So basically, all you guys are on the same floor at least. Actually, let me go ahead and do a notepad, so that way we keep this all in order. See here. Kestrel, Argus. Tatanka. Bella. And Lore. Zaschik looks at Lore and he's like, you're a local. But you're a part of this group. I'll make exception for you. Would you like room next to these people?
If that is something you're willing to let me have, then I will take it.
Yeah, he just flings another keyring at you.
He can room with Kestrel. They can sit there and not sleep and stare at each other.
I'd prefer my privacy.
I kind of want to sit here with not thinking about weird things, so let's let the sleepy, weird people do their thing and not let me think about it. I want to get a little bit of sleep tonight.
Okay, so Kestrel, you have room 205. Argus is 210. Lunam is 218. Tatanka is 220. And we've got Lore at 215. And Belzak, you are 230. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you say that again.
I was asking if you could type that out in Discord. I wanted to make a note of it.
Yeah, give me one sec here. I'll just copy and paste what I got my word pad here.
Thank you.
So at this point in time, is that actually fulfill the request I had, or did he completely ignore it and just throw me a room?
Basically, he put you as close as you can on that floor, but you're still like probably a good 5 or 6 rooms away from either a window or a stairway.
Okay.
All right. So what are we? So it sounds like we have a few people heading out to the archives still, and I know Lunam wants to go back and chat with the elves he met at the first session when the sun's completely set. Sounds like Tatanka and Belzak are going to just go straight to bed after the group departs. Or are you guys going to stay up for a little bit?
For now, I'm all right with going to bed, but if I do before I actually fall asleep, let me know.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things I wanted to do while the group does their whatever.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we allow the group that wants to do the bar stuff get to their bar stuff?
I'm sorry, I didn't exactly follow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Is there anything else that any characters want to do in the bar before we allow the characters that are just going to do the bar stuff right after the party leaves want to do something?
Well, as everybody's like, all right, we're splitting up, we're doing our thing and all that stuff, I'm going to whip my lute around and then go immediately to where the quote-unquote musicians are performing and then start jamming along with them and then like kind of supplanting them is my goal.
All right, I'll move you down here next to right in front of the 2 hearths in the middle. Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
Come on, no whammies, no whammies. Ooh, it's a natural 18. That's a 23.
Oh yeah, like they start jamming along with you, and they actually are impressed that someone can catch on to their tune, and you actually make their performance sound twice as good as when you were sitting down.
I'm gonna work some dancing lights into it so I have my my accompaniment.
All right.
So it just with my dancing lights come up, there's two of them are green and 2 of them are silver, and they just start like they have like a almost humanoid-ish shape to them, although they're like really small, and they just kind of like start dancing like they're like my backup dancers as I like strut around while I'm playing my lute.
All right. So with that, go ahead and pick up 31 pieces of silver as your cut for those couple of songs that you play.
Everybody's fucking laughing at me, but when we're gonna need some money, I'm gonna be the one you come to. We need to busk. We need to busk. We're gonna need Argus to busk.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone else is going to sleep. We're going to go research Argus to make us.
Yes, sir.
I think I would have stuck around, and then when I saw Argus go up to perform, I would have seemed entertained and like pulled out my lute and started tracing over some of the design and got upset and left.
Okay.
And went straight to the archives.
Okay. Sorry, say that again, Kestrel? Can I hear you again?
He's going to the archives as well. Am I cutting out like in the middle of stuff, or?
It depends. Sometimes you come in strong and cut out, and then sometimes you just come in soft at the start of it.
Don't get it. Like, it's a whole new headset. It can't be. I don't know. I don't get
All right, I'm AFK for a second.
Okay. All right. So, what's Kestrel going to do at this point? Is she going to go straight to the archives then when Lumen starts walking out?
it. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Same thing with Lore.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna head there.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Really quick, I'm gonna ask the barkeep what the tab is for our drinks.
Oh God. So, how many beers did you end up drinking so far?
I'll say I just had 3 for the time being, and I don't know what everybody
I
else
had one.
Obviously, a bottle of wine for Kestrel, and then ambrosia for.
Oh, let's take a look here. At some point, I'll actually get a. I'll import these tables into World Anvil. I'll actually have to probably put together a food and drink table so I can just pull it up like that. Oh, where's that drink you're at? Pretty sure it's in there. You know what? We'll just call it a good. We'll just say 10 silver.
All right, just because I'm feeling generous, I'll throw him another gold, and I'm gonna walk to my room.
Okay. So as you proceed to move towards your to your room, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Wait, wrong die. 15.
As you
Actually, wait, let me double check.
okay.
Do you want me to too, since I'm
14.
going to my room?
Sorry.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't be this information. You wouldn't probably keep up on. But essentially, Belzec stops when he hears something about the fury of Poseidon from this guy sitting at the table.
Wait. I'm gonna kind of like put my hand down on the table. What the hell did you just say?
He's like, yeah. Apparently, they found part of the shipwreck for the fury of the Poseidon on this island, and they said that there was a placard with the ship's name on it going up for sale down in one of the underground places. Apparently, that ship had some notoriety to it. Might fetch a good price.
Where is this sale happening? You said somewhere underground.
Yeah, probably one of the black markets, probably near the harbor. Tatanka, go ahead and make me a perception check to see if you notice Balzac stopping still and putting his hand on the table.
$17.
Oh yeah, you definitely heard his steps just utterly complete to a stop, and that you saw that hand go on the table.
I'm going to walk over to him and ask if he is going to go to that sale and if he would like some backup.
Well, I'm definitely fucking going, because I have my reasons. As for backup, you can do what you want.
I'll go with him.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to continue talking to whoever
Yeah.
PGE2 is.
Yeah, this guy here, it's just you could tell that he's just you could tell that he's a little rough, but he definitely has the look of a seaman on him. You could tell definitely that he's got some ship working tools on his belt, and that he definitely smells of seawater. So you can definitely tell that he's 100%
Salty.
legit. Yeah,
I appreciate your verbal save there, by the way. Just saying.
He kind of just he's like, well, he's like, well, what do you? He kind of looks at you. He's like, sailor.
Let's just say I know my way around a ship.
He lifts his beer and drinks to that. He's like, I knew it. You can always tell one of our own.
Amen to that, brother.
He fetches out a piece of paper with a mark on it. He's like, show that. Tell them that Swabby from the Empress Fist sent you, and you should be okay.
Ooh, there's a lot of bad.
Let's
Okay.
see how bad you guys would take that one. No.
Anyway,
It depends on how we take the Emperor's Fist, I suppose.
oof. All right. So looking at this, I'm fairly good with maps. Am I able to make out where this is at with the mark on the map?
Yeah, it's basically just it looks like it's just on the dock, and from where you were initially at, you can tell that it seems like it's just it looks like one of the ships that's down the dock is just an area to where something is docked, and that you're just kind of like, oh, you've heard of merchant ships and the fact that sometimes they host people on them for things like parties and galas and other things of that nature, and so you know that it's just pretty much down the dock, one of the last ships from where you actually jumped off.
Perfect. All right, my good man. I appreciate this more than you know. I'm gonna put another 10 silver down on the bar for a couple drinks for him, and I'm just gonna wave him off and head towards the location.
Okay. Yeah, he essentially cheers to you on that one and goes back and tell the folks about some of the other stuff that he thinks he has heard about the upcoming auctions and stuff, but you're more focused on just trying to get down there for the sake of your ship.
Exactly.
Okay. Tatanka.
Do I see them leaving?
Roll me a perception check.
That is a pretty good perception. 15?
Yeah, you can actually kind of see that they were making their way to their rooms, and then all of a sudden there was a quick stop and a look of interest, and then they hastily turn and start heading out the door.
Okay. I will stalk.
Okay.
That's what we like to hear.
All right. So it sounds like we are done with the tavern for now, then, right?
Yep.
I am, obviously.
Me too.
Okay, so let me go ahead and rearrange your guys' pieces real quick. Because.
Thank God we didn't get a long rest in.
Argus still can.
Did we get a short rest in while that was going on? You said we were there for a couple hours, right?
Yeah, you guys get a short rest.
Swag.
Oof. All right. Damn. Next. Note to self. Next map is going to be a hell of a lot smaller and just in segments.
You did this to yourself.
I did. I did not. I did not think the scope of what I did was this big, and I'm like, oh hell, what did I do to myself?
Just out of curiosity, since we stepped foot into the underground, how long has it been?
From our perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, so are you talking about from when you guys went into? Oh, like
If she cast mage armor and it lasts for 8 hours, she wants to know if it's still up.
Oh,
Basically.
yeah, your mage armor's still going. You probably still got another solid about 4 hours left on that sucker.
Okie doke. Cool. Thank you.
All right. All right, so this group is going to be up here. All right, so that's going to take you guys a while because that's a hell of a walk. All right.
For the record, I do want to, as I'm walking, I just kind of want to, now that that's caught my attention, I heard that, I kind of want to keep ear out or like notice anything familiar, I guess, as we go.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and let you guys move your pieces as is, and go ahead and move about. I guess you can move your full move distance, I guess, or if you're going to dash, go ahead and move your dash distance, and then we'll go from there. That way we can kind of track to see, because I take it that Argus, you said you're going to stalk as in keep a small distance from them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow them from behind. I'm here to support, but I don't want to seem like I'm like.
And the exit is the stairs. Then is that what I'm gathering?
Oh crap! You guys are you guys on the big map?
No,
we're in the
tavern.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoops! All right, let's go ahead and center enforce player on current map. There we go. I don't know what.
Okay. And you said that I'm the far one to the west, the ship that I would be going to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said movement speed based on, or no, move based on my movement speed.
Yeah. So you can move the standard, or if you're in a hurry, you can definitely use what would be like your double move, depending on how quick of a pace you want to go.
Can I do like a halfway in between, kind of like a brisk walk, not just necessarily normal movement speed, but kind of a brisk walk?
Yeah, that's fine.
Normal speed's supposed to be kind of like chugging.
So it'd be something like that. About 45-foot chunks is what it'd be if I was doing that kind of a pace.
Okay.
Tatanka is just like booking it at full tilt.
Yeah, like my little legs are running as fast as possible.
She's like straight up like sprinting to keep up with your fast walk.
So basically, like real life.
Yeah, anyway.
What's your movement speed? Is it 25?
Yeah, mine is.
Mine's
Okay.
30, so I'm doing.
All right. So after moving twice, Balzac and Tatanka. Okay. So Argus, go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Excellent. 23.
All right. Out of curiosity, go ahead and do a perception check.
That's me, right?
Both of you, Tatanka and Balzac.
Well, I ain't seeing shit right now. That's a 7.
I got a 4.
Yeah, you ain't seeing nothing. Super sneaky bird. All right. Go ahead and move twice again, and then we'll do the rolls. All right, stealth.
Okay, that's a 18.
7 again. Same roll.
9.
Yep, you're good. Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of go around like
He is
this.
surprisingly stealthy for being a bright ass blue peacock.
I think it is more or less it's the fact that Balzac and Tatanka are very focused on their mission right now.
Like generally oblivious.
Well, I'm like paying attention to what's in front of me, not
So I
behind
rolled
me.
an 18, a 14, and an 18, so that's a 22.
Oh god! All right, roll the stealth.
And stealth is 22.
Okay, roll.
Well, this is considerably better. It's 21.
17.
Still not good enough.
All right, let's keep going.
I hope we get this amount of perception checks to see when somebody's following us.
Yeah, right.
All right, was that twice?
That
move?
was the full. That was the twice movement.
Oh my god, dude, my dice tonight. 21.
Holy shit.
God damn.
Getting giddy.
That is 17 for me.
22.
Oh! So we finally got beat, huh?
So I'm gonna be like huffing and puffing and turn to Belzac and say, I think that bird is following us.
I'm gonna kind of stop for a sec. Not really, like I'm kind of focused on what's going on, so I'm gonna kind of like stunned, try and look at what she's talking about. Do I actually see what's going on here?
Yeah, he's. Yeah, people are kind of. People are like, going, oh, it's so pretty.
Oh. Well,
I'm rolling 21 stealth. I'm not sure like how much the people are going to be like.
Well, it
"Ooh, look at
just. You just happen to catch the one person who says something that alerts Tatanka.
well, you should get over here if you're gonna do this.
what? Oh, hey, yeah, hello. Well, I saw the two of you wandering off without anybody, and I didn't know if you would need any support.
You of all people, I wouldn't expect that from. All right.
I was enjoying the music and all that, but that place was kind of dry, so
Good
I
show,
needed
by the
something
way.
to entertain. Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, do you want to know what's going on, or would you just like to follow and see how things pan out?
Well, let's see. What exactly is going on?
Long story short, I have a lead on something I want to know about that involves me alone.
Okay.
I don't
Turns
feel
out I didn't
comfortable
want-
telling you the rest.
Okay. Well, let's go then. This should be fun.
All right.
This place is looking seedier and seedier by the minute. It's kind of exciting.
All right, you guys
So-
can. Yep. So go ahead and take your characters down to the boat at this point, since we don't have to do this whole cat and mouse bit.
Is there a point where I can kind of like get to like an alley or something where it's like unobserved?
Yeah, if you want to kind of hide in between these row houses here, you can.
I'm going to walk in between these row of houses, and then I'm going to use my packed magic slot to cast Disguise Self, and I'm going to disguise myself as William the Satyr.
He followed you and not me. To do something very stupid.
Oh God! All right.
This should be.
And then I'm going to come down here.
Did we see this go on, by the way?
Did you let them know about that plan, or?
No, I just kind of hung back and then went and disguised myself, and then kind of like came around here, and then I'm like, Psst, it's me, it's August. I'm in disguise.
You probably should leave the resplendent out of your name, just so you know.
I will think about that.
All right. So you said, is there any? But like, I get to the docks, going up to the ship. Is there anything? Like, I'm looking for stuff involving this sail.
All right. Give me a few minutes to do that. We'll go ahead and let me go and get some pieces out here real quick. All right. Where's my? Oh yeah, let's go and get rid of that. All right, let me just go ahead and just put some random dudes out here. And then where's my other? Oh, there it is. All right, so we got some people out there. So as you approach the boat, you can hear a large amount of commotion coming up. You can hear pretty much the sound of a dockside auction. You hear someone, all right, the bell from the Queen's Fury is now up. This wonderful ship sailed many dangerous missions and finally met its end when the Kraken took it down. They said that this bell can make the sound to hear at least 20 leagues away, and its beautiful harmony puts sailors at ease.
So this is as I'm walking up to the boat?
Yep.
Okay, and so I'm just gonna... There's nobody I need to try and talk to go up the boat? Just straight on?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make your way back onto the ship. Essentially, this guy here, who's basically the auctioneer, he's like, "My good sir, this is a private auction. Can I help you?"
Well, considering I was a part of that ship, yeah.
You were part of the Queen's Fury?
In the flesh.
Go ahead and roll me a deception roll.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Yeah.
I got it mixed up.
Okay.
Never mind. No, so... Sorry, that changes everything, because I totally was thinking it was... Never mind. No, I heard that this was a sale of parts of ships, and I have info that you may have a part of a ship I was on. And I'm intrigued and want to know more, so...
Oh, he kind of sits there, of course! We have, flags, we have placards, we have, decorative designs from each ship. This is a highly sought after place that people come to day after day. What are you in the good? He's like, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, we have a newcomer. Again, sir, this is a private auction. Do you have proof you were here?
I'm going to show him the piece of paper that Swabby gave me, and say I'm looking for the placard for Poseidon's.
He checks down his list. He's like, we just sold it.
Fuck. Well, is there any way that I could convince you to tell me who purchased it?
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oof. That is a 12.
Should I be helping you?
By all means. I'm trying to talk quietly when I say that. It's hard to do the accent quietly.
Well,
Because the accent is angry.
Yeah, it's just angry.
my good friend here he's in a good place to pay a good sum of money for this thing. It has great sentimental value for him. So, we would just like to be a part of the business. I'm sure you're looking for the coin that he has to offer. So,
go ahead and roll me a persuasion check on that one.
that is a 21.
He kind of approaches you, and he whispers in the ear, 5 gold. I'll give you the name.
Wonderful.
And he basically tells you that it was an elfish woman who appears to have a uniform that you're familiar with. It was the ones that you saw that caused the commotion from IEI, and actually the description it gives you is of that same woman named Mirren Moonhunter.
Mirren Moonhunter.
And this is the one that was arguing with the Dragonborn?
Yep.
Okay. So am I gathering that at this point in time he basically got the info that I needed as far as what I was asking?
Are you gonna tell Marcus, or do you want to make a perception check?
Oh yeah, no. I'm here to help. I'm not here to hinder.
Okay, so yeah, he relays the information to you.
That's not where I was going with that. I was
Oh.
more meaning like, am I gathering that he was being told what I was trying to get?
Yeah, is this the information that we were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, you were looking for the name of the buyer, right?
Well, that's not all I was looking for. I was more looking to see if I was done with this so I could move on. I had another question I wanted.
Oh, I mean, I guess if you have additional questions to ask him, you can, but if that's what you're asking, I guess I'm having a hard time following your train of thought.
Yeah, I have another question.
Oh, sure.
Sorry, don't mean to interrupt Josh. I know you're trying to conduct business, and I really apologize. I'm gonna drop a couple more gold in his hand, but can you please tell me where you come across this? I'd like to know. I kind of was lost in the whole thing.
Yeah, he kind of just flips through his notes here. He's like, yes, I remember. Okay, here it is. The dossier says that this was found on the beach head a little bit north of here, northwest of here, and that just some salvagers collecting driftwood was getting it. It says no survivors located on site. It says to inquire further details, try checking with. Oh, that's odd. It says IEI. Didn't know they did salvage jobs.
Wait, and so do I recognize that? Or I can't remember exactly how, because I know you said that they were a part of that, but I can't remember if that was discussed with us.
So you know that IEI is one of the major merchant guilds in this island, and that they dabble in a lot of stuff. He was just confused as to why they would be doing anything regarding salvaging ship parts and names and stuff.
Well, thank you, good sir. I appreciate your time. Sorry, everybody else. I know you're here to buy stuff and whatnot. So, thank you for your time, guys. I will leave you to your business.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and get off the ship.
Okay, yeah, as you leave, he's like, all right, next we have the flag of the great pirate lords. Do I hear 20 gold? And pretty much you guys leave it on that mark.
Yeah. I'm going to go with yes. So, at this point in time, knowing what I know, I'm going to go attempt to try and see if I can find the merchant that was described.
Okay.
Assuming at this point in time that he's relayed the info now.
Yeah, so basically you can make your way to where like Nasir and the Dragonborn are and move your characters that way. While you do that, we'll go ahead and get over to the other half of the party that's over at the archives. So all right, I'll go ahead and center players on this current view. All right, you guys are now here at the archives.
Ah, my favorite place to be.
Spend a lot of time here then.
I spend a decent amount of time here. Let us, oh, I'm sorry, Lumen. What was that you were saying?
And if my understanding is correct, you were created with a lot of knowledge already, correct?
Yes. I was created with my master's intention to be a tool to help him in the contest.
How much information, out of curiosity, how much information are you able to learn here that you haven't already, that you don't already know, I should say?
I'm still relatively young, to be perfectly fair.
Okay.
So I'm a growing repository of knowledge.
I really wish I was there to make a pun about being a shitbrain. Sorry.
Now, yes, we shall go into the archives here and see what we can find. We are looking for, once again, if I can recall, the lightning god of Barred Path?
Yes, gods. We had a lead on Mr. Thunder God Sidivis.
Ah, very well. Well, I will go in and access the library. Wonder what these people are doing over here. What's going on with these people over here, Sal?
They're just some elders that I believe Kestrel, Argus, and Lumen interacted with earlier. They look to be of the scholarly type.
Are they just standing around?
Yeah, they're just standing around shooting the breeze.
Okay. There's no shenanigans or hijinks going on down here?
Not the archives, at least.
There's got to be at least one shenanigan. Or a hijink, whichever one's worse.
Well, which of the archives do I feel is going to have the most stuff on religious things? Since this is clearly a it's on gods. So, what deities? What can I find out? Is there a certain archive? Are they obviously the player's asking? I'm sure the archives are organized in a certain way.
Actually, these archives are actually just conduits, and so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, you can go into any single one and request the information. You just have to basically ask the question that you think would get you the closest to where the answer you're looking for. Essentially.
It's like a riddle. Sometimes you have to answer the right question, or ask the right question. Excuse me. I will ask the most logical question at this point. I go inside.
Okay.
I'll follow him in.
I go to follow, and then once we get into the archive, I want to surreptitiously break off from the others and try to find like a quiet corner somewhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah. When I notice she's gone, I'll say great minds think alike, and also leave lore.
And incredibly, Lore doesn't notice either of them. Just to be clear.
Right.
Savage.
Lore's already reading, probably.
Indeed. All right, Laura, we'll go and start with you. What would you like to start off with?
I'm sorry. So, what was the lead again? There was a specific word that somebody used.
Light God's Barred Path and the name Sidolphus. Thunder God.
Sidolphus.
Yes.
Thunder God Sidolphus.
Yeah, let's Google it.
So, as you request the information, an elderly librarian comes by and drops off basically a tale of Nerdy's recount of a tale depicting a young man and his travels. And essentially, it takes you a while to read through the first half. You don't recognize any of the names, but essentially, you get through about halfway through, and you start reading the tale. And there is a small section talking about how T.G. Sidivis basically was feared among a knightly order and struck down groups. He actually was a commander of an army, and he actually stopped an army from crossing a bridge. And essentially, his legend kept growing. You kind of record some of the information about the fact that his the name of Thunder God comes from his attacks. Not only were they flashy and loud, but they rend asunder the ground around it. It's almost as if his blade skill was godlike. And as you finish reading the tale, you notice that essentially he, among several other of the heroes in the story, faded from that legend in the years after the telling of that story.
Okay. All right, so we got a guy. Like, did you say that guy had a name? Was that Siddharthus?
Yeah, Sidivis.
Can you
Yeah,
type that?
give me a sec here. I'll pull up the correct spelling and put it in.
You just type everything you wrote down. No, just jokes. Unless you have it cut and paste. Do we have Sal? Just a question about just in general stuff too. Do we have a normal cosmology in this game?
Yeah, so essentially we are using the standard cosmology of the base core book. So, like for example, we have Saloon. If I pronounce that right, the one that
Soon?
I've heard that allegedly it's Saloon A, but I don't like that.
Okay.
So I go with Saloon.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
we have this is traditional.
yeah.
Faerun.
Well, so here's the thing: is that we have the traditional deities of the Forgotten Realms in this one, and as well as do I want to use these? Now,
I mean, Asgardian stuff exists usually.
yeah,
Pretty typically.
yeah. We'll use. So let me put it this way: we'll have the basic Forgotten Realms deities in here, but don't be surprised if you actually see. Don't be surprised if you see stuff outside of it as well, because, like I said, Nerdy did view other worlds as well in here.
Clearly. I mean, so is there any cross reference with this guy with Asgardian lore?
No,
Like
but
when we say Thunder God, because obviously, as like my computer brain, I'm sure I have like we probably looked into all like I'm sure Nerdy was into that. So
yeah, but you do realize that could be a potential lead as well. That Nerdy talks about in another record from your master's life. You do know that Nerdy was a fan of what they would call the Asgardians, and that Thor was known as a thunder god that did end up stopping many invasions for a few planets. So he could be a possible lead for you as well.
but like this particular one, Sidolphus, or I don't know.
Yeah, you can call him Sid.
He's not.
No, he's
No relation.
No relation. You know that the stature, and you definitely know that there is a difference between Thor and Sid. Essentially, that these two possibly could not coexist because of the fact that in in Sid's world, their deities did not actually they did not have the Asgardian gods in his story. They were never referenced.
One's Marvel, one DC. Got it. All right. What? So he like stopped an attack at a bridge. He fought off like an army.
Yep.
Okay. So is that the Barred Path thing?
Yeah, it's a lead for you at least. You feel like this could be a potential lead in terms of other in terms of referencing stuff. This could be a strong lead because it's a very famous. You can tell that Nerdy went in great detail in this story because it was really well written in comparison to other viewings.
Are these real places? Like they're not here.
No, they're not.
Are they?
No, they're not in this world. But you can definitely tell that he spent a large amount of time viewing this one particularly. There's these volumes, especially on this particular story, are very well written and very detailed.
Okay, I'll make notes of it in I have a book, I guess, like everybody else does.
Yep.
I'll make some notes, and I don't know how these things work. If I write stuff in here, does it like translate it to everybody else's book?
No,
since we had that happen before, or is it that we're not that cool?
No, your books are essentially, aside from the clues, your books will only record your notes.
Okay. Okay, so great battle, Sidolphus fought, whole army, fended him off, other heroes, long and forgotten. Do I have details on any of those guys?
You do know that they made mention to 12 stones representing some sort of, I guess you can call them deities, but they're more like guardian spirits, essentially, and they revolve around a 12-month calendar. in comparison to just the 4-month calendar that you guys have on this world.
So there's heroes that they have months named after them.
Essentially, it's basically each month is named after the zodiac, essentially.
Which zodiac? Like
Yeah, the regular zodiac, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo, and all those ones.
So the Western one.
Yeah, Western zodiac.
Okay. Man, I gotta fight. If I have to fight Scorpio, that's gonna be rough. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'll make notes of that, and yeah, I'll, maybe is there a chance those guys are all dead? We don't know anything about them, right?
As far as you know, this was Nerdy basically makes it clear that this was his viewing into another world, and the fact that he looked in different times and space, you can be clearly certain that unless you navigated to that time and space somehow, it's either that you're either way ahead of their time or way before their time. So
right, and he could just craft this stuff into his. Sorry, Blue's being a
you're good.
We can craft that into this world. He could have crafted it into the world. So like these heroes can exist, or we should look out for those names. All right, got it.
Yep.
I'll make notes of all that and let you. I don't know if you have anything else for me right now, but
Right, that's good for that question for now.
Okay.
Lunim, what's going on?
I'm kind of browsing, not aimlessly because I'm looking for something in particular. However, I don't know where it is, and I don't know that asking for help is the best thing. So I'm looking for something, kind of just anything written in Infernal, and I'm using the guise of maybe history about tieflings to get there.
All right, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Four.
You don't see anything immediately. You kind of go to like basically a section on the history of tieflings and some biology, but nothing about their characteristics. You can tell that there's a huge kind of wing that just on that. A librarian comes in and asks you, he's like, looking for something important?
Did I find anything written in Infernal, or is it all just common?
Are you asking the librarian, or are you just asking in general?
In general.
Yeah, and I mean, Infernal Infernal. It does exist in this library. The question is whether or not you know how to read it.
Oh, I don't. I for sure don't. But
Okay.
that is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you definitely you definitely can see that there's a section. If you want, you could request a book written in Infernal.
Okay. And I'll ask the librarian, I'm sorry, I'm new here. Am I allowed to take books? I'll pay for them if necessary.
He shakes his head no. He just he issues you towards a desk, and then he just pretty much wants you to put your hand on the book in terms of he's like, place your hand on the book. This will bind it to you. And in the event that you lose, destroy, or it's stolen, then your purse will be compensated for the loss of this item.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so yeah. What type of book are you trying to check out from them?
Something probably a little bit too advanced in the form of like research notes or notes for magic that a wizard might have written.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, so what I'm hearing from you is you want stuff on magic and wizards and Infernal.
Yes, I'm trying to. I suppose I didn't do a very good job of hiding it, but I'm trying to learn Infernal.
Oh, well, we should have said that to begin with. He kind of looks back, kind of uses a scrying stone and kind of makes a gesture over it, and then a book appears on it. It's like, here, Introduction to Infernal. And then he brings out another one, and here's a companion's notes on translations in the common times, and then he brings you one more, and reference to the different types of creatures that come from the Infernal.
That's helpful. I suppose this information may not have necessarily been that readily available where I'm from. So I have a... Forgive me if this is a strange question, but is there a concept of forbidden knowledge on this island?
He shakes his head. It's like, no, all knowledge is available and readily for everyone. We just put a disclaimer out there saying that if you choose to read this knowledge, you do it at your own risk. The library has takes no responsibility for any demonic possessions, self-inflictions, or anything that could possibly result in harm.
That's interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he essentially just chuckles, and one of their librarians just kind of go, "Oh man, remember the last year when that guy summoned a demon from one of a couple demons? Yeah, the guards had a good laugh about that one. Burned half the village to the north." So you could tell that this is actually more common than you think. That the fact that they're just laughing it off.
Do you have a favorite Infernal book?
He just hands you he's like, what do you want specifically about Infernal? Do you need a translation? Do you need he kind of feels like he's giving you like kind of the introductory stuff.
Yeah, really, I'm just trying to learn. That's it. Well, the introductory book is fine.
Yeah, he just kind of hands it off to you. He's like, all right, put your hands on the book.
Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, you basically have just basically an intro to, you basically get like pretty much the equivalent to like a 101 introduction to Infernal.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Bell's like, if you burn your hands on these books, you can't be sued.
And just one more like textbook, really, if you have one that I could borrow.
All right, your limit is 4, by the way, so make it good.
Yeah, it'll just be the intro book and the like children's textbook in Infernal.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. He does let you know that if you choose to leave Platea, that the books will automatically be magically taken back into the archive because they cannot exist any further than about 10 miles outside of the city.
Sure. That'll do.
Okay. Kestrel, what are we doing?
Right, so I want to find a quiet little hidey hole somewhere in the archive.
Yeah, they've got a couple of small study rooms that are enclosed that you don't have to worry about prying eyes.
I'm going to go into one of those, and I'm going to set up as a ritual spell alarm to alert me if anyone comes near the room.
Okay.
Just outside the door. And then I'm going to... I stare at the package for a moment. My hand is trembling a bit. And then I finally open it up and look at the papers concerning Owl.
I'm sorry, concerning who?
Bran.
Oh, Bran.
Owl.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, you threw me off with his other name. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All right.
I realized it after I said it.
Yeah. So essentially, it's basically a scouting report from your old team, and there is a note in there saying, "Hopefully, this finds you without anyone's prying eyes." Signed your crew, essentially.
Okay.
Essentially, the report goes that Bran more than likely fled here because of the fact that there was really no influence from anything of higher beings, including your queen. He thought that he was safe here, and he's actually looking to actually take this island for himself, due to the fact that it seems like he gathered his own team and he's looking for clues as to how to claim the prize on his own. Um, he's left two people in critical condition, but he didn't outright kill them. He just sent a message saying, "Don't follow me." And that's all you got out of the small report. Apparently, the two folks that he left in critical condition took about 2 months to recover, even with magic.
They were all people like from the shadows or from.
Yeah. So the two people from the shadows were the ones that critically were injured in the assault. The Guardians really didn't are putting his name back on their list of people to pursue because he actually poses he poses a danger to the Queen for the fact that he's trying to claim this island.
Right. So he really did it. So he's still hurting. If he didn't really do it, then he wouldn't be doing all of this. He wouldn't have hurt them. She is sort of breaking apart, and like the last hopes that she's been holding out for the last several years are just kind of gone now. Um, she just throws the report, just throws it across the room, and just kind of curls into herself, and that's everything.
Okay. Make me a perception check real quick.
Kestrel.exe has stopped responding.
Perception 15.
So as you go down and as you start breaking down a little bit, you notice that on one of the reports, there's actually a character on the back detailing a symbol on there for you, and oddly enough, you know that it's Brand's sigil on there, but you notice that it also has a weird connotation for his signature. It's as if he's sending a message to someone, and it's basically telling you to question the motive a little bit. Like, you know that from your past with Braun is that, if he wanted to kill someone, he would have done it, yet he spared these guys, and he left a mark dictating that. Normally, he wouldn't be that sloppy.
It's on the note, like, this was found on the people that he hurt.
Yeah.
Kestrel just grabs the sheet of paper and just clutches it. She doesn't care that it's wrinkling in her hand, she just grasps it like it's her last hope. So it's not true, it can't be true, it's not true. It was all lies. And slightly less broken.
Yeah. You know that he's still on the run for some reason, but at least, there's more going on here than him just simply betraying the court.
In addition, in the report, there was no mention of Dove, was there?
No, and that's the hard part about it, is that if for as much detail work that both the Shadows and the Lancers did in trying to sweep the area, it was really awkward that there was no such trace of Dove. Like, you would think that there would have been at least something showing his involvement, but only Braun's information was there.
I have to find him. If he's here, I have to find him. I have to know. She's just a little bit better. I guess after a few minutes of recovering, she's gonna look at the other package that William gave her. The one concerning what she's supposed to do, her orders.
Okay. So are you gonna open that parcel now, or?
Yeah. Like it's assuming a few minutes later. Like she takes like 10 or 15 minutes to like calm down and like stop crying.
Okay. So inside the parcel is a mirror, and the instructions say place under moonlight in Sylvan. Or do you speak Sylvan, or do you have a Fey language?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just use Sylvan.
Okay. So yeah, basically it tells you place under moonlight as the instructions.
Does it state if it's directed at me or Argist or both of us?
It doesn't specify either one of you, but you do know from what William's inflection was that it's intended for at least one of you. He didn't really specify as to who should have it. It's just that one of you needed to get that package.
Okay, I'll leave it for later and give it to, well, maybe not give it, but I'll use it when Argus is around.
Gotcha.
All right. So Nova's breakdown, not quite cleaned up. She stays in the room until she gets herself back under control, until she can put her mask back on, essentially. And once she calms down, she's going to leave and go look for the others.
Gotcha.
But it takes her a little while to put the mask back on.
Okay. Anything from lore?
I didn't have any additional stuff I was looking for, at least unless there's something that I'm missing. I mean, that was all given verbally, so I was just trying to pick up most of what you put down. But
Gotcha.
I'm interested in these heroes. That's like in looking at the symbols and all that stuff. So
Okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of going to be my big thing. But like, I imagine that stuff we're going to come across in our wanderings. I just don't know exactly where we're heading right now.
Sure.
So I don't have a specific direction that I'm seeing, but maybe I missed something in what you told us. So.
Okay. Did you want to look into other subjects, or was that the one you're just going to focus on for now?
Was there I might have missed something in another conversation, or maybe I was, maybe last week. Was there anything else that we're supposed to be looking for, or was that it?
I mean,
just the main thing with this clue so far.
Yeah, so far that's what you got out of that. So far, that's the only thing that really what happened last time was that you guys got to ask basically the Avatar of Nerdy some basic questions that he couldn't give you any direct information about the clue. He just gave you the clue and gave you some general information about Nerdy. But aside from what's going on right now, the other players don't have any more information than what you do, aside from what you just uncovered here.
Okay. Do these have these symbols of the heroes shown up anywhere in the world that we know of?
You know that for... Go ahead and make me a history check, actually.
Yeah. 13.
You know that Nerdy made some slight... You when actually put it this way. So as you're trying to look into more information about the 12 stones in the story, you kind of use it as a reference to Nerdy, and Nerdy just basically scoffs at the idea that people were using the time of a month that person was born to essentially make or break details about their lifestyle, or how it would affect their behaviors, or how they were compatible with people. He kind of just scoffs at the idea, and he does notice that this sort of thing takes place all over in other stories, but it's just kind of one of those things that are occurring on these other worlds that he's looking at. All right, Lunam.
I'm just practicing, essentially.
Okay. Kestrel, anything else?
Kestrel leaves the room, comes out looking perfectly normal, like nothing ever happened, and just greets the others. So, did we find anything helpful?
Oh, really quick, can I pick up one more book, which is going to be essentially a dummy's guide to curses?
Oh, yeah. No problem with that. It's another introductory book to curses and how to how to implement them.
Cool.
Baby's first warlock curses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kestrel, I was able to uncover a story involving Thunder God Stadolphus. That he fought in a great battle, and is I kind of elaborate on what you told us, Sal.
Okay.
But the thing that I picked up from it is that there are these heroes, and they're associated with these symbols that are associated with the zodiac. And maybe those symbols might come up in our questing. So I would keep an eye on some of those symbology. Maybe that will put us on some sort of track. But Sidolphus himself is, Sidolphus seems like the direction we should be looking into. And his 12 heroes or rocks, I believe is what they said.
Where might he have barred a path?
Well, I believe the battle, the way I interpreted it, and, maybe I'm overlooking something in the story, that, he barred, the barred path was the battle itself. He was able to defeat these people.
So what was the name of the battle?
Sal.
It's the Battle of Bethla Garrison.
Can you please type that out? Because I already fucked up Sidolphus.
I didn't, but that's because someone else caught onto it immediately and told me where it was from.
I've written down Cidivis, Cidivis.
Yeah, I might have pronounced it that way too, so.
That's not your fault.
But this is not a place that occurs here. And I kind of explained, the lore that Nerdy took from is from some other place. Now, he might have brought it here, and it's something that we might be able to keep our eyes open for.
Perhaps there's a place called Bethla somewhere, or a garrison that's associated with lightning, or a bridge that's been struck by lightning, or something similar. Something about a bridge and lightning and a battle.
Yeah, maybe I should have looked for those things. I still have some time. I could see if those are places that exist, or any iterations or homages to them.
Nope, too late. No more library.
How late is it by now?
It probably takes you guys probably about a solid 2 hours just to get through all of that.
Perhaps we should speak with the others and then come back tomorrow when we're all fresh and what's the word? Focused. And leave all the distractions behind and focused. Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
It's fun. Maybe some of our compatriots might have some information to. Well, I don't know if they found anything useful, but they might be able to broaden our search.
Yes. Name of a battle or a bridge that's struck by lightning. They might have other ideas. Also, I feel as though I should make certain that a certain blue peacock has not burned the town down yet.
I did not sense any smoke, Kestrel.
Not something he's ever done before. But I feel as though I should make certain that this is not the first time.
somewhere from far away, I feel shade being thrown.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do at the library before we skip over to the other group?
As a side note, I didn't specifically say it, but I did recover all my papers and shove them back into my bag.
Sure, no problem.
After throwing them. I did not leave sensitive documents hanging about.
I'm good at the library.
Okay. All right. So take it you guys are going to use your cool mind meld thing and figure out where the rest of the group is and head that way.
Yes, I'm going to think very hard about a certain bird that I don't want setting the town on fire.
I'm going to think very hard about the room number on the key that I have and go to the inn where we just were.
Now,
All right. So we'll let the other group go ahead and get back to it. Back down to where they're at, down the market area. As they approach the market area, you can see that there is just a triangle of just, fighting going on right now between Nasir, one of the IEI employees, and the Dragonborn. They are just screaming at each other, saying, you can hear Nasir basically going, by all that is, by the sun above and the water below, I own this property for at least another 2 months as per contract. The elf goes, we have bought out your contract. You will vacate the property within 3 days, or so be it. We will seek repercussions. And then, of course, Balasar is like, look, this is still in dispute, and as such, the military has jurisdiction here. Now, be on your good way, and let us have this area. And then you guys show up after you hear that.
Isn't that the lady who has your thing?
Sorry, I was talking, but I muted myself. Terrible. Yeah. At least according to the info you got, that seems to be the case. I'm kind of trying to talk quiet. So I think the main thing we need to do right now, especially if you could help me, you seem to be rather persuasive sometimes. I would like to try and get these guys separated for the time being. Maybe take like a truce or an impasse till they get things figured out rather than arguing. You think you could help me with that?
I believe so.
All right, let's see what we can do here then. So I'm going to approach.
We're going to drop disguise self before I get into this.
Wait, isn't he still disguised?
Yeah, how long does
Or
that
you're
last? Or
Hour?
okay, you should be good. I don't think it took more than half an hour to get here if you're going to keep the same form.
Well, no, I wasn't. I'm going to do this as Argus.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if we were going onto the boat, if we were going to be wrecking shit.
That's fair. Okay, so I'm going to approach and be like, guys, are you guys really still arguing about this?
They all kind of turn their heads towards you and, let's see here. Let's see what we got.
I also keep it in the back of my mind that right now it seems really funny to me that she went to this auction and bought this sign, but is still here arguing with this guy.
I'm trying to
again. Not still, again.
I really don't know what I have you to roll aside from you know what, let's just do a straight up give me a d20 roll with your highest modifier. We'll just do a good old test of character check, as I like to call them.
Wait, is this for me or him? I missed that. I was talking to Breevy.
For you, because you were trying to interrupt them as they were trying to stare into your soul, essentially.
That is a natural 20 plus. You said my highest modifier? Was
Yeah.
that how it goes again?
Yeah.
So that'd be 27 total.
Yeah, you can feel that.
7?
27.
Do you have a 22?
No, I have a 20.
I'm
and
sorry,
then-
a 23, 24. 24 would be a +7 modifier.
I think it's just the stat modifier, not like ability
Yeah,
modifier.
no proficiency bonus or anything.
Oh, okay, then it'd be 25.
Yeah, as I was
Sorry.
saying, like, yeah, hold on, the math is right. Yeah, as the three of them stare into your soul, you at least maintain your will and at least know that your voice doesn't crack or break as you talk to them, and Balasar kind of just gives you kind of just a nod of respect, saying, "All right, you got some cojones."
Well, I'm sure there's an equitable solution that someone has the legal rights to this. I'm sure that it's down on paper somewhere. No? This
So basically, all three of them are pretty much having a document that said that each one of them have a claim to this area now. And the military say that because of contractual disputes between Nasir and Marin, that the military has right to proceed over the area until the dispute is settled to ensure nothing goes astray. But Nasir knows that his contract is perfectly legal because he paid a year for the full year to lay claim for his market to be in the area. But Mirren claims that she had bought out his contract by paying the city twice the amount, and by city law, that can be a way to say that she now controls the market.
Well, who has the civic responsibility in this area? Who is in charge of actually, making sure that the rules are being followed? Who's in charge of the law and order?
Nasir puts his head down and points to Balasar. He's like, "If you're asking that question, that'd be Dragon Boy here."
Okay, well, if you're the one who is the letter of the law, then I don't see how. How is this still in dispute?
Nasir kind of, puffs his chest out of it. It is because the entrepreneur, should be in charge here. It is a complete farce that my claim is completely bought out, and I don't believe that. There's usually a process of being informed at first about such a transaction, and I should have a right to up my bargain.
Yes, I'm sure, but I'm sure you pay your dues, your rent or what have you, for your place here in the market, correct?
He shows his paper. He's like, "Of course,
So then, to whom do you pay?
the city."
Okay, and who represents the city here?
All three of them just kind of go, just kind of look each other in the eye, and they kind of nod their heads like none of them are official city officials here.
Well, then it sounds like this is a problem that the city needs to resolve. So, how can we get in touch with the proper authorities to have the city make the ruling?
Balasar,
Fairly simple.
Balasar chimes up and with some pride and some guff, he's like, "Well, we will go to the courts, of course."
Then that sounds like a smashing place and a way to do this, and not just fussing about in the middle of the street. Eh?
Well, then, Mirren's like, "Well, at the same time, I don't want anyone messing with any of my future property here, so that's why my people are here to ensure that the transaction goes smoothly." And she shows that, that they do have a little bit of a. They also have been hired in part as part of the militia for the town.
Okay, well, future is a fun word, but as it stands right now, you do not own this property, correct?
She kind of leers at you a little bit, and
I smile.
she's like, "I'll remember this, bird." And then she scoffs off.
Well, if you want to chase her down and see if she'll give you your thing.
Chasing? We're chasing? I like chasing.
Tatanka heard
Yeah.
or thought violence anyway and was like, violence?
Right. Well, I'm gonna say, I hope you guys get your stuff resolved. Thanks for little bit of time you guys have offered, but I actually need to talk to her about some things, so good day. And I'm going to kind of just walk over here. Obviously, I'm going to try and be kind of like dignified about it, but not necessarily like...
Yeah, I'm just gonna back her up a little bit as regards the two elves that are accompanying them. You know, they put they hear you coming and automatically put their hands up like, stop, please. You're not permitted to come within 5 feet of the lady.
Lady Mirren, correct?
Yes. What do you want?
I was informed that earlier you purchased a placard of a ship. Is this true?
Yes, I think I bought something like that shortly before I arrived here. What do you want?
I want the placard.
She just laughs and she's like, "Ha! I've been wanting that placard for ever since I heard it. I've been entranced by the fury of Poseidon and its tales and how they smuggled all those delectable goods I used to benefit from. I'm not going to part with it so easily."
And what do you know of the crew if you're so fond of all of these tales?
She kind of looks at you. She's like, What do I have to say to anything to a commoner?"
Well, that depends. What kind of goods do you like?
She kind of just grins at you. She's like, "Only the finest. I remember that ship once brought me a regal elf statue made out of solid gold, adorned with the brightest diamonds, and it was such pristine condition. That captain knew what he was doing."
Was it the 10-foot tall one or the 12-foot tall one?
She kind of raises an eyebrow, and she's like, "Not many know that story." The 12. As I remember, you paid quite a bit for that statue. She actually gets a little bit more intrigued by the fact that you seem to know something about it. She's like, "Why do I have a sneaking suspicion that you are letting more than I think you are?"
I don't know. I kind of feel like this is an information for information kind of thing, so...
She waves the guards off and she steps forward. She's like, "All right, boy, I will do this." And she hands you that. "Go and smuggle this into the city, and I might talk to you about getting that placard to you as payment."
Which city?
She kind
Are
of
we on the outskirts right now?
No,
sorry, I'm
she-
trying to understand.
Sorry, yeah, you're inside the current city of Platea. She wants you to smuggle something into Platea right now.
Okay. And, like, what is she giving me? Well, like, what am I working with here?
She's like, "Read, fool, and if you accept, the instructions will tell you what you need to bring me, and then if it's brought to me in quick fashion, we can discuss the placard."
Okay, that's fair. And so this is like a note that she gave me? You just said she gave me something.
Yeah, she gave you like a small wrap dossier essentially.
All right, that's fair. I do have one question.
What?
Do you happen to know any info as to the where this was found? Anything that may have been found with it?
She just looks at you. She's like, "Prove your worth, and maybe we'll chat."
Alrighty, and how would I get a hold of you if I need to?
She cocks an eyebrow. It's like, "Were you not paying attention? Everything's in the dossier."
Okay. I'd just like to cover all my bases. I'll contact you as soon as the deed is done.
Wonderful. And then she just trounces off.
All right, I'll rejoin. Wait, did you guys move away from the other two? Or
No, we weren't spying on anything. What?
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, at this point in time, then I'll turn around and look and see that they're not there, and try and kind of look for them.
Well, that seemed to go well then.
You just hear me like clunking up to you.
Well, for now, I got what I needed done. I'm gonna tuck the dossier into my pack and kind of not let them see it, if I can help it.
No, I could. I'm just a stupid bird, and I know that.
I'm just a stupid girl.
But it seems to be a big whoop-de-doo about what? A piece of wood with some letters on it?
There's a lot of my past involving that piece of wood. So for now, just know that that wood is for the most part what my life was before this.
If I had $1 for every time I've told that to someone.
That would mean you have a lot of wood.
Well, this isn't the time or the place.
That's fair. Well, I have fulfilled what I was wanting to do for the evening. I thank you guys for following me and helping me out with this, especially your surprising.
We'll help you get your wood anytime.
Just say the word.
I deserve that. Shall we go back to the inn, guys? Or is there anything you guys need to do while we're still out?
No, I'm pretty done here.
I'm good.
Alrighty, then let's go.
All right, back to the end for you guys then.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else that players need to do before retiring to the inn? I know Lumen has something they need to do.
Before we set out, there's something I want to do, but not for tonight.
Since it's nighttime, and what is the state is the moon in?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What state is the moon in?
The moon is currently tonight at half, so it's a half moon tonight.
Okay, so there is moonlight. Once I meet up with Argus again, I need to have a talk with him and use the mirror.
Okay. I will go ahead and move these guys back to the front of the inn where you guys can rendezvous, essentially.
Just a real quick thing. After we leave the archive, I'm going to put Vigilant Blessing on myself, so I have advantage on my next initiative roll if something happens.
Gotcha.
That is all.
All right. Back in front of the pub or the tavern in place. All right. So you guys all meet up.
Well,
Okay.
how did your guys' studies go?
Well, there was some promising leads found.
Yes, I found. I was able to learn some information about Sidolphus and the great battle that took place at Bethel Garrison, and and there are heroes that fought with him that are named after icons in the sky. They are known as zodiac symbols. So yeah, I could do a little research to see if any of this, I didn't do enough research to find out if any of these places exist here. A lot of these things were taken from other worlds and then put into this world, since this world was crafted by Nerdy, of course. So a little more time back there, I think I at least could look into one of those places if they possibly exist around here. That might give us a way to go. But if you notice any of these icons or symbols, and I show people my notes in my book of all the zodiac signs and what they look like and what they mean. Like if you run into anything like that or anything symbolizing that, maybe keep your eyes open for that, or be aware that that could be something that could pertain to a quest or our mission.
Duly noted.
But I'll go back in the morning and finish some research.
Well, thank you guys for doing that, because I want to be blunt. I suck at that stuff, so.
It is okay. That is why you have me here.
If anyone has any ideas about what else we should look for, that might be good.
Well, so far all I know is Thunder God, so. At least according to Lunim.
There's something about, lightning or paths or whatever.
Well, we're currently working under the concept of the barred path was the battle.
Well, shall we continue this in the morning? Maybe try and ascertain a direction that we would like to head?
Yes, that would be a good idea. And as everyone is, I guess, going inside, I'll pull August aside and keep him outside.
I would have bid people good night and separated before we head all the way back to the inn.
Is the bar still open inside the inn?
Oh yeah, yeah. That place is gonna be. That place goes up until the wee hours of the morning, where they shift, where they stop for a couple hours to clean up and get ready to serve the morning meals.
You're
All
not
right, well,
saying Go ahead.
really quick, sorry. I'll grab a beer and I'll just kind of hang out by the door waiting for those two to come in.
I'm just gonna go up and go to bed.
Since Lumen broke off, sort of asked, you're not staying at the inn tonight?
Sorry, asking me?
Yeah, since you said you were going to break off from the group before getting to the inn.
I'm not sure when I'll be back, but there was something that I was asked to look into, and I'm quite curious about it myself. Some bizarre phenomenon with the moon. I'm not sure I fully follow.
Alright, well, if you need assistance, you know where we are. Or how to find us, no matter where we are.
That is true.
Yeah, you can pull on my string.
And if it's about the moon, I'm not certain exactly the nature of your inquiry, but August and I do hail from the Moonlit Court. It's not exactly like we don't know anything about it.
Maybe there is some reason that we've been connected together then.
Perhaps. It might explain why I took an instant good liking to you over the short and angry, violent one and the green and angry one.
Yes, well, you're more than welcome to join. You all are, if you'd like, but I'll look towards Belzac and say, if you do join, I would ask that you keep your manners at on a high. But everybody's welcome to join if they'd like. Otherwise, I'll be back later.
I appreciate your invitation. Unfortunately, August and I have a bit of business we need to take care of.
As do I. I appreciate your invitation, as was also said.
As do I.
If you would like help, I will gladly do it, but I do not seek to go out.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right, so if I'm understanding correctly, it seems like Argus and Kesher are going to break off and do their own thing. Lumen is going to go and do his own thing, and Tatanka, Belzac, and Laura are going to stay behind at the tavern.
I mean, how late is it right
It's the moon's out already, and the moon's out, and so it's give or take just 8:30ish.
I mean, it's too early for me to shut down, and I'm not like on the watch. I mean, I would. I'm kind of torn between going back and finishing off research, but I don't really want to do that right now. Yeah, I'll probably just go into my room and then just start tinkering. Probably for the I'll work on my dog or just goof off. Probably do do artificer stuff.
Give the dog a tune-up after it was murdered. It wasn't murdered. Definitely not murdered.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the drink, and I'm just gonna kind of loom around the bar, not necessarily stealthily, just kind of blend in and try to pick up any info on the ship or anything that may pertain. Now that I know that there's stuff going on here,
Sure.
and I also want to watch to see if Argus and Kestrel walk in, or specifically Argus more so.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Belzac to wake me up if anything exciting happens, but head to bed because I get grumpy if I don't sleep.
Can confirm.
You need your 12 hours of beauty sleep.
Yes.
Get grumpy.
Yes, I'm not grumpy. I'm just violent.
That's fair.
I'll be the violent one.
That's fair. You're not really angry. You're just violent.
I respect that.
It's better than being green and angry.
Alrighty, so if that's the case, let's go ahead and since how far are you going to go with Kestrel and Argus, or how far are you guys going to go and do this whole thing?
I wanted to investigate the mirror, and there may be a conversation.
Okay.
It depends on August and possibly a roll.
Okay. Lumen, go ahead and move your character to that grove where you were last time.
Oh boy, where is my character? I zoomed in on the grove.
Oh.
Okay, I know where he is, I think. Got him.
Okay. Zip.
Going the right way, right? Yeah, cool.
All right, and then we'll just move these guys up there.
Oh,
All right.
they can do their thing first. I don't mind either way.
Yeah, I was just gonna have you move your character since I know that map's kind of a pain in the neck. So.
Cool.
All right, go ahead, Kestrel and Argus.
Right. So I'm gonna draw him into the alley nearby, so we're off the streets and away from prying eyes.
Okay.
Yes. So August, this was in the package that William gave to us.
Oh, I see. What is it?
It's a mirror that we're meant to use under moonlight.
Oh, I see.
He didn't specify which of us was supposed to use it, so I thought it wise for us both to be present, so that whoever they need to speak with is, yeah.
Okay, well, let's get it done then.
Right, so I pull out the mirror and I hold it up to the moonlight.
All right. It takes about 10 seconds, but you start to see that the mirror starts to dimly glow, and all of a sudden, the mirror projects an image of the great lady herself. She's like, "Oh, my beloved bard, how I missed you."
The moment that the mirror depicts the queen, Kestrel immediately falls into a kneel.
Yeah, so do I. It's like prostrate ourselves.
Oh, how I miss my bard. So, if you're seeing this, we found an interesting way of recording my words and my form and implementing it in a magic device. So, I assume that you're kneeling, so feel free to stand at this point.
Thank you, mistress. I do not stand.
Kestrel stands, but she's standing at attention while holding the mirror.
As you know, we've had some interesting things going on, and it's almost time for the yearly contest between the winter and summer courts. And this year, my lower court is asked to provide a little bit more of the army this year. And unfortunately, we're coming up short with outfitting our groups. If you somehow find in your travels someone to make Fey armor or Fey weapons, I would deeply appreciate it. I think we can even write off some of the Were Guild we had to pay for that town you burned that we didn't mention to some others.
It's yeah.
Damn it! I thought she didn't know about that. I mean, yes, my queen. But she can't hear us, can she?
No, it's a recording. She's like,
Casual sort of face palms and realizes that she's talking to nothing.
tell the elder Billy Gruff how he hates that name. I do love teasing him about it. Tell Billy Gruff that his job isn't done and that he's supposed to get any shipments that you two provide for him and send them back our way. He should know how to conjure up a Fey Gate or find someone in that town of yours to wherever you are to make one. Ciao for now, the great lady, Queen Marwyn. That's it. And then the moon just the mirror dims and the her form fades away.
Can I have that?
Certainly. And I hand the mirror to August.
Wonderful.
So yeah, that was the message that you got.
Sorry, I'm making a note of it. I like to keep track of stuff so I can reference it.
Sure.
I have the memory of a goldfish on some kind of hallucinatory drugs.
You're fine.
And swimming in beer. Like, bad memory.
Okay. You were involved in arms and armor and that sort of thing, yes?
A bit. I mean, I certainly am no crafter, but I've worn and I wield.
But what makes armor fey or arms?
Enchantments, I suppose, specific kinds.
You're into that sort of thing, though, right?
Well, I don't really have practice enchanting items. I'm more of the, make things explode sort of mage.
Well, it's one thing to just send them swords and axes and what have you, but are they going to be proper for the outfit that they're looking for?
That's an excellent question. What do I know about the yearly contest and all of that? Do they use cold iron? Are we talking silver? Are we talking enchantments and whatnot? What sort of arms and armor?
So you know that just based between Fey creatures, using any sort of cold iron is pretty much detriment to not only insulting the opponent but insulting your lord. So you definitely know cold iron's out of the picture. Anything made out of silver or any precious metal that isn't iron based is mostly preferred. The lighter and stronger the better, and especially if it's enchanted.
So they're looking for armors made of. Well, I just basically repeat that.
Yeah.
So basically, anything that's really expensive or really useful that isn't made of iron.
Okay.
There's a thought that didn't occur to me. Are my swords and rapiers silver, or are they actually iron? Am I using steel?
Considering you come from a Fey court, your weapon would be at least made out of silver, but does the same damage as steel. And your armor, same thing. It's just pretty much the strength of steel.
Okay, but they're just like they're not considered silver for the purposes of like
Werewolves.
Yeah.
werewolves. Okay.
Yeah, essentially,
So
it's an alloy essentially.
okay, that works. I just wanted to make sure that I did not like note something that was important that I should have noted.
No,
Okay.
yeah, your weapons are basically your weapons and armor are silvery in appearance, but they're made out of different alloys that give them the strength of pretty much steel.
All right, sounds good. So I suppose we should go have a chat with Billy Boy.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, and I'm certain he's going to be ever so excited to discover that he's here, well, nigh permanently.
And I trot into the inn.
And I suppose no roll will be necessary.
No, you're good. Poor Billy Gruff. He's not gonna like that. All right, we'll go to Lunam real quick. All right, back at the Grove.
I'll greet the people that I met earlier in the day. If you could actually remind me what their names were.
Yeah, they actually have her over them. They've got their names now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, let's make sure we're working on something.
Oh, is there a way I can like? Perfect. Hello, friends. Oh, well met.
And they were in the middle of a conversation. It's like, hey, it's you. I was wondering if we would see you tonight.
It is me. I'd just like to, just once over real quick, not looking for anything specific, see if anything feels off or seems off, since they told me, just weird stuff's going on.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana? I'm not fantastic at that. 18.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely tell that something's off about the pond northeast of you.
Okay. I didn't fully grasp their explanation of what happened, so I'll kind of just go see what it is.
Yep, they proceed to follow you because they're interested in as to what's going on.
Cool.
Yeah, so as you approach, you notice that there's someone else there just bathing in the moonlight and the reflection of the pond in the area, and she notices you there and throws you a look of disgust and proceeds just to go, "My, what is with all these people interrupting my time today? Can a woman just not appreciate the beauty she had created in nature?"
Who's saying this? This person? The beauty she's created?
Yep.
I'll turn over to her and... What is it that you've created that you're appreciating? Maybe somebody as disgusting as me can appreciate it too.
She gestures over. It's like, there's nothing more beautiful to someone as elegant as I as seeing a full moon every night. Anything else is not. Anything less is not perfect. Anything less isn't perfection. She gestures towards the pond.
What do I see in the pond?
You see a full moon, even though you see up clear up in the sky. It's a half moon. There's a full moon over this pond.
As in, the reflection of the moon appears to be a full moon, or there's... Yep. Okay. it takes away from the significance of an event if it happens consistently. I'll say to her.
Nonsense. Art is perfection when it's finished, and only a finished moon is perfection.
Is the moon only art to you?
She kind of grins. She's like, everything this world is art to me, or will be. As soon as I claim this island for myself, it'll be given to the perfect image of what I consider beauty. This pond is only just one small step towards that goal.
This woman is an elf?
Yep,
Are the people with her elves as well?
yep.
Some things are more significant than art and should be treated with respect for what they are. And should be respected when art is made of them.
Ha, the words of a commoner. Too poor to recognize true wealth.
I like these people.
I'll smile back and say to her in Elvish, it's honestly adorable how shallow you are. I'll say with a smile.
She kind of just scoffs at you. She's like, "Huh. Once, if you were actually someone of importance, that might have phrased me, but you commoners only envy us rich."
Okay. So, you said with the Arcana check something just felt off? I think I didn't really
Yeah, you
grasp
just
or forgot.
yeah, you notice that in a place of absolute nature, this pond was just radiating magic, and it wasn't even like in the sense that you can feel like magic that comes from nature. This felt more arcane and and it felt out of place because of it.
I'll look back to the people that I was with Flora and Dwindle. How are they responding to our...
Oh, they are pissed. Yeah, they're both pissed at hearing this, that, someone's defiling their grove.
Hmm.
They're just murmuring to each other. It's like, if she just wasn't in her position, I would take her out so fast.
And what is her position? I'm not saying that quietly, by the way.
They look at you. Well, she's the chief branch officer of this area, and she orders all her cronies around to do all these such things. Essentially, they kind of put it to you that she wields a lot of political power in this town because of her money and influence.
If only I wasn't out of spell slots.
It's a good thing we never got that long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then she wouldn't have been there.
There's unfortunately nothing that I can do about this. My lady's light still shines down upon this, with all of her brightness upon this mere insignificant imitation. So I'm not bothered per se.
Yeah, did you say that out loud?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
she
do
just
not care what this woman thinks of me.
she just laughed. Your lady is as powerful as you are, and then she starts walking away.
Okay. Have a good night, miss. I hope your taste deepens past just what is expensive. And I'll leave.
Got him.
I know.
All right. Anything else that you want to do with Lumen before you leave, or you're just heading back to the tavern?
I'll just head back to the tavern.
Okay.
Or I might, like, sit in the grove. No, I'll head back to the tavern. This grove isn't really doing it for me.
Okay. The elves kind of thank you for your time and their assistance with that, and they proceed to start casting some. They'll try to dispel the magic now. They know a little bit more thanks to your insight.
Cool.
All right. One quick thing before we end. I've got enough time to probably do this. Give me one second. My eyes are starting to hurt a little. Oh.
Sorry, excuse me.
All right. Go back to the tavern one last time. Select map, tavern, current players on current map. Okay. Aside from Tatanka, you guys position yourselves on this map as needed here, because it sounds like you guys are. Tatanka, as you start heading towards, as you start heading towards the stairs for your bed, you kind of notice. You kind of notice that there is a guy mumbling. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
$11.
You hear some murmurs, something about dwarves, caravan, and ransacked, and you just hear Table talking about how that was like the 5th one this week from this area here.
Okay, I'm gonna approach them and just try and listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, the guys are basically talking about the fact that that for the 5th consecutive week, a dwarven caravan carrying goods to one of the outposts was ransacked by a group of marauders and left no survivors and burned their caravan to the ground.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna approach them and just ask if they have any idea who was doing this or if they've seen a description of them.
Yeah, the guy's just saying they're reading a piece of parchment. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty much on clock. Sorry, it's pretty much like clockwork. It happened again. Another caravan, pure lived dwarves, just trying to make it from one encampment to another, ransacked by a group of marauders, probably anywhere between 5 to 10 strong this time, since they make quick work. It seems like only a few of the guards were able to actually raise their weapons. It's a shame. We're losing quite a bit of money on these expeditions."
How often has this been happening?
Well, this is the 5th one in the week, but it's been frequent for the last 2 to 3 years. It seems like anything dealing with these dwarves, and specifically dwarves, it seems to get hit the hardest.
Are they coming from all over or from a specific region?
Well, this time, wow, this is really close. It seems like they were traveling from here to what they call the Colosseum. It's a place where they hold monthly tournaments for the strong, and these dwarves are out there trying to take out their stuff. But usually they're a little bit further north, but man, they're really close. It's probably no more than 3 or 4 days march from here.
Do you have any idea which direction they went?
Oh, well, if you're trying to reach the Colosseum, your best way of getting there is directly west through the meadow and the forest.
Thank you for this information. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. Goes back and talk about losses on other expeditions. Nothing that really comes to mind in terms of severity. Just some just wolves attacks and others by spiders and other creatures of the woods.
I'm gonna set out to find my friends.
Also, Belzac.
I was thinking of the same joke, except I was going to say all of your lovely friends and also the angry green man.
I've definitely been called worse than Angry Green Man, so I'll go with it.
Good, because that's what I'm calling you for the rest of the campaign, and I will never use your name. At least in character.
Oof. Okay, so we're at this point then?
Yeah, you guys were all together for the most part, I would think so, unless Lumen was going to just go straight to bed at this point, and Lord went already to his room, so.
Billy boy, I've got fantastic news for you.
Oh no!
You have won a fantastic vacation to an island in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, far away from the Fey Courts, acting as the liaison between your two absolute favorite people to make shipments for us.
He is just stunned in amazement. He's like, "You're kidding, right?"
From the great lady herself.
If only.
He pulls out one more piece of parchment that's sealed, and he opens up, and sure enough, right there, it's like it says, "Do not open until Kestrel and Argus read their message." And he's saying there, he orders another thing of beer, and this time it smells really potent. He's like, "Oh no."
Hold on one moment, my friend. I cover the top of his beer, and I order him a double shot of the strongest liquor they have, and then just drop it straight into his beer. Now drink.
The gnome just looks at you with a sign going, "Oh no, don't do it."
I just slap him on the back.
Roll me a perception.
Well, get it out of your system now, because while you're working for us, there'll be none of this shenanigans.
Oh.
Don't worry, there will be plenty of shenanigans. Well.
Okay, he barely survives it. Oh. He's like, "Oh, that burns. It burns so badly."
Did I almost kill him?
Yes! The gnome just is in shock, and he just looks at the bottle in his hand, and he's like, oh dear God. He's like, he puts away a piece of parchment that he's about ready to scribble hastily. He's like, "Oh God, I thought I might have to fill out an incident report again."
Maybe you should look into, the liquors you have on hand. Dead customer is not a repeat customer. I learned this the hard way back in, well, you don't need to know.
Next time, perhaps, one less X on the moonshine?
Zasha comes over, he just stares in amazement, and he says, "That's on me," and walks away.
It's alright, if worse came to worse, the bird can heal you. Oh, wait, no, he can't.
I just flash everyone a grin.
All right, Tataka, did you want to address the group?
Yeah, so how does everybody feel through a quick expedition through a forest to a coliseum?
I'm on board, let's go kill something.
That's my girl.
It will interfere with my plans of fuck all, so...
I mean,
Nope,
right
I'm
now?
in.
Like now?
Let's do it
Like
right
in the
now.
morning.
Sure.
If we wait, then that's several hours of not killing.
That's rough.
Calm down. Go and stare at the wall and do whatever it is you do.
Kestrel
Okay.
looks a little
Go
bit
ahead.
more enthusiastic about murder than she usually does.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna hand Argus a sealed bottle of ambrosia and just thanks for your help earlier. I really appreciate that.
You,
shit.
kind sir, much obliged.
I'm sorry, did you just call him kind?
He gave me ambrosia.
Your relationship deepens.
Great. So this is how this ends, and I just reach over, grab the remnants of Billy Goat's drink,
Dignity.
and chug the rest.
All right, maybe a con save.
Falls over dead.
This is not good. That was not a great roll. That was a 7.
It's a good thing she's got a backup character.
No, I don't.
You basically go. Was this the strongest? You take a few steps and bam onto the floor.
That seems about on par for her.
And this is probably the most at peace that she has looked since William showed up and handed her that second package.
Oh, jeez. All right. Anything else you guys want to do before we close the session off tonight?
No, all I want at this point is to go back to my room, and I kind of want to peruse the document I got.
Gotcha.
All right, I can just sleep on the floor in the inn.
No, come on.
Carry to my room.
Before you pick her up, I want to walk over her and try and jump over her to get to my room.
Oh God, make her an acrobatics check, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you do that.
Please just step on me.
13.
You barely clear it by a half an inch.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at her like it was nothing and keep walking.
No, dear, we're doing this again. It's just like last Tuesday.
There was no package last Tuesday.
Yes, I know, dear. Let's come along.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No?
All right. If there's nothing else, congratulations. You have now made it to level 4. So go ahead and level up.
Pog.
Huzzah!
Yep.
Swag.
Yeah. We'll. Sounds like we're going to be heading to the Coliseum next, which is gonna be fun because I've got some fun ideas for that place. So as far as you're good, we are all good next Tuesday then.
Wait, what's Tuesday? 3rd? Yeah.
Yeah. We all should be good. All cast our ballots. Vote for all those listening.
Hey,
Yeah, Satchmo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll end it there. Thank you for our viewers who stuck with us. I hope you enjoyed our shenanigans and the plot development for each of the characters. I was hoping to actually get through, if not everyone tonight, to get some plot development on their personal characters. And we're back next week.